evening. A very warm welcome to our Tuesday talks at Inner Space. It's wonderful to see you all today evening. Welcome to our online viewers as well to tune in to this wonderful topic tonight, which is refresh, rejuvenate, and restore. Most of you know me who are present here, but those online, my name is Nidhi, and I have been a part of Wembley Inner Space team since last few years now. And today it's really for me to share my learnings and my observation through this topic with all of you, because I understand that each one of us, no matter where we are in the journey of life, whatever we are facing right now, or enjoying right now, or going through right now, or even growing through it, we all want to be happy, right? And these three words, refresh, rejuvenate, and restore, are the key words for us to live a life, lead a life, which is extremely smooth, easy, and fun. But does it practically sound right? Do you think we can lead a life no matter what's happening around us? That kind of life where we are not affected by situation or things or people's behavior. I mean, it sounds great. But is it realistic? What does everybody has to say? Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work, or it never works. Most of the time it doesn't work. Why doesn't it work? Yeah, you're always affected by people's mood and energy and behavior. I'll give you a very beautiful example that happens in Inner Space over here. I mean, most of the day, throughout the week, it's me and Sister Daksha over here working at this place. In this room, somehow, these flowers, especially roses, they, in a day or two, they wilt. They're like looking down, right? And I didn't have that much knowledge of flowers, and I thought, oh, you've died. It's time for you to go in the bin. I need to just take them away. And when Sister Daksha saw me doing that, she very politely, nicely stopped me. And she said, I'll show you a magic. I'm like, okay, what is it? And she asked me to bring a pin, paper pin. Right? So she took the rose, I've got a rose here, and she put the pin just right here. The rose was falling down, and she put it here. And then she put the rose in water. And after a few hours, amazingly, the rose was refreshed, back to its position. And I'm like, wow, you're going to be here another 3 days now, right? And that made me think, that small incident made me think that the atmosphere that time, because probably the heater was on or whatever it was, the external atmosphere was not so nice or conducive for the roses. That made it wilt. But if it had that little gap where air could go, water could go, and it was provided, it did something, it worked on itself, and it refreshed. It not just refreshed itself, but also in those couple of days started blooming. It rejuvenated, and we could restore its beauty. And this simple example made a very significant change in my thinking. And it made me think that every time life brings me or puts me in a situation where external atmosphere or people's behavior or even my own thinking is not helping me be happy, what I need to do. And that's where I remember I have to pin myself. Like we pin the rose. No? We have to pin ourselves. Pin with what? Very interesting. And in Brahma Kumaris, every hour we pin ourselves. You must, people who come here regularly might know that every hour there's a soft music which is being played. And in this music, what we do is we take a pause. And this pause really helps to refresh ourselves. What does the word refresh mean? What does the word refresh mean? Sorry? To get a bit of new energy. Yeah? What else? Yeah, think again, be fresh. Yeah, what else? What is the word refresh? Even our online viewers can use the chat box on Facebook or YouTube and let us know what do you think the word refresh is. I can see it on my phone, so I might, or we have somebody here who can tell me. And really, what does it do? Refresh, if you break the word re and fresh we all know, right? Re is to take a step back, rewind, redo it. So what really happens is, throughout the day, if I have this practice of taking a break just for 10 seconds, minimum 10 seconds, maximum 60 seconds, not more than that. So in those 60 seconds, if I have a habit of taking a pause, this gentleman here said a beautiful thing is to think differently. Right? Refresh is to have a different thought process. And people like me who are sometimes more on the computers, we often press F5, which is like refreshing the whole system. That means you're reconnecting. You want to just, get the air out of it. So when people, situation, and things have an impact in my mind, and I'm not able to let go of that impression that I have grabbed. Nobody leaves an impression on me. Nobody has that power to leave an impression on me unless I grab that impression. You can tell me anything. No? You can tell me anything. Let's say, for example, I don't know Hebrew. Is there anybody over here who knows Hebrew in this room? No, right? If some person comes and starts yelling at me in Hebrew with a smiling face, would I understand what that person is saying? No. Even if that person is you abusing or saying some bad words, or it's insulting me, or whatever they are doing, would it make a difference to me? Would it? Would it change my mood? Not really, right? Or maybe because that sound of those words would actually appear funny to me, I might laugh at it, right? But if the same words were spoken to me in a language that I could understand, then it would make a difference. Why? Because I allowed myself, one, not just to listen, but to understand and take it on board. So things and powers, words actually don't have power. They only get power when I accept it. This person was saying the same thing, but in a language I didn't understand. So words were the same, meaning was the same. Even the way, the tone that they used was same. But because I did not grab it, it didn't bother me. I was naive to that. So every time there is something that's bothering me, I have to make a choice, a very conscious choice. Number one, whether I want to grab it and wilt myself? Or number 2, take a pause, use my intellect and make a decision that this thing today, it's bothering me. I might invest 3 hours of my time thinking about this. Is it going to bring any benefit to me in short term or long term? What's the answer? So today, say somebody said something to you. You're replaying it again and again, it's bothering you. Now you have to make a choice. Choice A, continue doing that. And as a result, mood off, irritation, no energy, feeling low, don't want to do anything, things like that. Choice 2, take a pause, ask yourself that I am going to invest another 3 hours thinking about it. Actually, is it going to bring any benefit today or in long term? What would be the answer? Is it going to bring benefit? Feeling low, thinking about something that's not going to add any value to me. Is it going to bring any benefit? Why did this person say this to me? They shouldn't be do that to me, yeah? Yeah, so keep on hurting yourself. Oh, great. Who is hurting your feelings? Let's talk about this. This is very interesting. Very interesting. I'll give you an example. Like say Rose is sitting in front of me right now and we are having a conversation on the dining table and I'm chopping some vegetables, right? And she gets up and let's say she's walking towards me and just wanting to hug me before she takes leave. But in that situation, I didn't see her coming towards me. And before she could embrace me, I had the knife in my hand. Remember, I'm chopping vegetables. There was a little jerk that happened and I cut my finger. My finger got cut accidentally, right? And it started bleeding. Now, what would be my immediate reaction? It's bleeding. What will I do? She's hurt me. This is what I'm going to think. What am I going to think? The first and the foremost thing is I'll press it. I'll press the wound, right? That should be my ideal response to this situation, right? But what do I do? In real life, somebody came, said something, there was a wound inside, and rather than stopping it, rather than saying it's okay, pressing it hard and finishing it that moment, I am saying, oh, you're hurting me. How can you hurt me? Rose, why did you do that? Can't you come from this side? Did you have to come from this side only? I'm questioning. I'm not doing anything to this. In fact, I'm starting the game of blaming. I'm starting the game of expecting her to come and heal this, which is not going to happen because it's my responsibility. It's not your responsibility to come and help press this. I can do that, right? Secondly, what we do is, the story doesn't end here. Yeah, of course, it's going to create a little bit of scene because it's bleeding and somebody just happened to walk past and they saw a few drops of blood somewhere and they come and ask me, what happened? What am I going to say? Technically, what I should be saying, don't worry, it's a small thing, forget about it. End of the story, right? In real life, what we do? What happens? Let's take a pause. Think about it. Let's take a moment. Just go within ourselves. And in this moment, I just allow my mind to enjoy this present moment now. Take a deep breath in and come back to the present moment. Easy? Even in the middle of the conversation, we have the power to take a pause. And how do you feel now? Much more relaxed. 60 seconds, much more relaxed, right? Coming back to the conversation, remember that little wind? And somebody is asking me. Now, instead of saying it's okay and just putting a bandage over it and continuing what I'm doing, if I start relating the story, what had happened. So, number one, I am reliving the whole incident in my mind. I'm not just reliving it in my mind, but I am also relating it. So I'm giving words to it. I am also adding emotions to it. I'm adding feelings to it, and I'm sharing with you. And I'm also demonstrating, this is how it happened. This is. I'm sharing. And again, I have a knife, and I'm exactly demonstrating and showing you, like this, the knife went and it started bleeding. See, it's bleeding even now. Accurately like this it happened. Right? Then the third person comes. Now it's going to hurt me more, because, and if I'm going to do this 10 times, what's going to happen to my finger? At the end of just, the gentleman there is laughing, yeah, he got it, right? What's going to happen to this finger? There is, exactly, it will fall off, right? Because, and then when it's the wound has become quite deep, or maybe I'm going to cut the bone even. And this pain, now it's visible, people can see it, right? That little scar, few drops were not visible. Now this is visible. And when people can see it, they're going to ask you, how did this happen? What's wrong with you? And what will you say? Who did this to me? Who did this to me? Rose did it to me. I didn't do anything. I am the innocent one. I was just sitting there, chopping my vegetables. Right? So I am putting in my head who is responsible for all the pain in my life? Somebody else. But in reality, what the truth is, who is giving the pain to me? Myself. That's right. So where has the change needs to be happen? Where do we need the change? Something external? People? Situation? Shall I leave the country and go? Shall I leave the job and go? Shall I leave my relationships and go? Where I need to bring, what I need to refresh. It's not the things outside, but it's the way I look at it. It's the way I perceive it. It's the way I grab things and allow an impression in my mind. And that's where I need attention to tell myself, hey, what are you doing? When I'm cutting myself again and again and somebody comes and knocks and tells me, Nadi, stop doing this, you're hurting your own self. Wow, enlightenment. And I'll stop doing that, right? In the same way, I need to tell myself. So the first step is to have a beautiful, strong relation with myself. And when there is that relationship, it will allow me to see the reality of it. Otherwise, my experiences will make me rigid. And that rigidness, of course, it would come across as maybe I am trying to protect myself. It will come across as if for me, not for people. But in my head, I'm just saying it's my safety. I'm secure. I don't want any more hurt. I don't want any more stress. So I'm creating that boundaries, I'm creating that wall. Like say for example, in relationships, if somebody very close to you breaks your trust, is it easy to trust anybody after that? Is it easy? No. And what do most of us do? Big walls. Nobody is allowed in this little sacred space, right? How can we restore that trust? Absolutely. But do I have the courage to take that step again? It's easy to say that. It's easy to say that. Yeah. So last session, last Tuesday, we said courage to be ourselves. And today, once we have taken that step of courage, now is the step to refresh it. As as babies, you must have seen, no matter how much stressful your day is, the moment you see a child, what happens? You feel happy. What is that child triggering? That child is triggering that innocence, that purity which is there within me. And as a response to that innocence, that purity, I feel happy because I'm tapping in to my own inner resources. So, have you ever seen something being restored? Like say for example, recently we were doing this restoring a wooden frame. And it was like it would be more than 50 years, I think 50 or 40 years old wooden frame, which was outside. And it had got, in the sun and rain and all that, so it had got all this kind of funny things over it, and it had some breaks and things like that. And when it came to us to restore it, we actually, first thing that we had to do we had to sand it. Like there's a lot of friction which was involved just to take all that funny things out of it and make it smooth. When life is giving me some friction, what do? Do I allow it or do I step back? I step back. Anything that challenges me, we react to it. And when we react to it, that's where our growth stops. That's where our growth stops. Any change, anything that's going to challenge the way I am today, and I don't allow it, or I allow it with conditions, I won't be able to grow fully. So the first step, if I need to restore my energy, if I need to restore my uniqueness, that purity within me, that liveliness, that enthusiasm, that happiness. Today, remember I just coming back to the example of the wooden frame, the sun, the rain, and the weather had made it not very nice, right? It had depreciated to its whatever you could say. It was rotten, actually, right? I didn't want to use that word, but it was, right? Right? It was rotten. And so in our life, there are experiences, there are ups and downs. There are some rainy days where you feel like crying and where you feel very gloomy and where you feel you've lost everything. And, there are floods. There's so much, the flood of emotion, you're too overwhelmed. Things will happen. There are some sunny days, a lot of heat, but there's a lot of fun as well, good moments as well, right? Sometimes you would love to get tanned, and sometimes you would be struck by sun, right? And you need healing. So many things would happen in life. Happy moments, loving moments, sad moments, devastating moments, so many moments. Just like it happened with the frame. But then what I need is to take some moments for myself. How much do we really spend? How much time do each one of us spend for ourselves, both mentally and physically? Physically, we might. We might go to the gym, we might do our exercise, we might go for a walk, we might do some yoga, something like that. But mentally, emotionally, how much time do we take out every day? One of our senior teachers, I was just 18 or 19 at that time, and I had difficulties with something, and I went to one senior Raj Yogi, and I thought she would, I related my situation to her, and I thought she would give me some tips and techniques, and she would tell, do this and do that, and this is what you're going wrong, and this is what you're not doing right. But what she told me was, Nidhi, 30 minutes every day, just be with yourself. That's the only thing she told me. 30 minutes with yourself, and just by yourself, which means no phones, no books, no pen, no diary. You don't have to write, you don't have to listen anything. No external influence, it's just you with yourself. And from that day, I started spending those 30 minutes with myself. And magic. What happened was things outside didn't change. They were the same. But my relationship with myself improved so much, I started knowing myself much better. I started knowing my energies, knowing my power, knowing my qualities, my strength, even my weaknesses, much better than I could before. No, just talk to yourself. Just be with yourself. Meditation, you can only meditate when this is calm. People think meditation is something where you stop your mind, but you can't stop your mind, can you? Can you? Mind is like a car battery. If the car is not working, if it's stopped, what's going to happen to the battery? It's going to run out. Similarly, if you stop your mind, no thought, it's not possible. Your mind recharges when you use it in the right way. So in meditation, people normally think that meditation is about controlling your mind. You must have heard this a lot. But meditation is not controlling your mind. That's the biggest myth. I think so. Right? Meditation is not controlling your mind. Instead, meditation is not allowing your mind to control you. Does that make sense? It's not allowing your mind to control you. So your thoughts won't control you, but you have the power to channelize your thoughts, to give them a direction, use them in a right way. And if I start using my mind, my thoughts, my thinking pattern in the right direction, it's going to recharge, rejuvenate, so that my energy, that vitality within me, in my spirit, at soul level, comes back. And I can restore my innate virtues, qualities. You have been listening to all this talk for so many years, I think now. And we have been here from last 25 years, and every week there is a talk. So those who have been listening for last 25 years, I'm sure you know that much, that we are that living force, that living entity, the spiritual being, soul in this body. And when I want to be happy, I is the soul that needs to be happy. But normally we tend to have created a habit of dependency. It's very hard to believe, but we try and always want our happiness to be dependent on something. Maybe on people's behavior, maybe on the weather, maybe how the government works, maybe how the traffic is, things like that. If I get a clear road, wow, it was lovely driving today, I'm so happy. But if the same road is full of traffic, it was terrific today. So things are influencing me. So when I'm going to give that 30 minutes to myself, just introspecting and having that beautiful relationship dialogue with myself of who I am, not what other people did to me, not how I reacted to some situation. I'm not analyzing myself in that 30 minutes. I'm not judging myself in that 30 minutes. I'm not daydreaming in that 30 minutes. But I am spending quality time with myself. Irrespective of what's happening. That's like a break. That's going into my own inner sanctuary and being my own best friends and enjoying that 30 minutes. You get that? And how would I be able to do that? If I have taken those breaks in between, like hourly breaks. I've just taken the pause like you did right now with me, and you felt calmer, you felt relaxed. So if the mind is refreshed every hour, its capacity to face life increases tremendously. Tremendously. Its capacity to see situation with a different perspective, in the right perspective. Sometimes we see situation with the eye of our past experiences. How often do we do that? Very often. I know I have the experience. This happened last time. I'm sure this person is coming with the same intention. I know this person very well. Gosh, you've become God, right? Now that person is changing every second. I am changing every second. Things are changing every second. And I am judging that. I'm interpreting that based on something that had happened a few years ago, or a few days ago, or some months ago. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. I might be right in that moment, but I'm not helping myself or that individual. So when we say restoring, is allowing yourself to be challenged, allowing life to take you through that process. And sometimes it's not just sanding, but you have to soak it as well. If you've got some metal things in it and it's got rusted, you need to put it in vinegar, you need to put it in some kind of solution so that it gets cleaned. And that's what meditation comes. So I've scrubbed myself, and now I have to soak myself in that beautiful state of being, of who I am. I have to allow myself to experience that inner peace which is there prevailing inside me. I have to allow myself to experience my inner core happiness and to be with it, just in silence. So when you soak something, what do? You just leave it at the side. It keeps soaking. You don't fidget with it. Same. Allow your mind to be in that one position, in that silence, stability, tranquility. And then, what is that solution? Say for example, you must have heard about Maslow's needs, the pyramid, Maslow's pyramid of human needs. So at the bottom is the physical needs. And once the physical needs are satisfied, I need a good house, I need a good car, I need this comfort, I need that comfort, we run behind it. Once it's satisfied, now I'm thinking of my safety and my security. Now I know I'm safe and secure. I've got good savings, I've got good insurance, I've got this, that, I've got everything sorted. Then my needs for love and belonging starts. Now I have a friend, and amazingly, that friend has got a great house. He's managed to get a nice, luxurious house. He's managed to get all his things sorted. But now there is a craving for belongingness. It's the level 3. And then sometimes you might get a partner, you might get somebody that you feel you belonged to. But once that need reaches its saturation, what's going to happen? You'll step up. There's going to be another need. Right? And this need is going to create the need for self-esteem, where I would be forced, because everything is good. I've got good house, I've got good family, I've got everything okay, right? I feel loved, I feel belonged. But now my self-esteem, I have to work for my self-esteem because things are not working the way I want them to work. And then comes the last stage of self-actualization, where I'm content totally. So restoration, now that is what is restoration. And how I'm going to reach that stage, if I manage to satisfy my topmost needs, the rest all will be taken care of. Going at the top of the pyramid. And that's where we started with the relationship with myself, and now this is the relationship with the source. And when I have that habit of being in the company, like going back to the example of that wooden frame, after repainting and everything was done, the last thing was just giving a varnish coat so that it allows it to stay again amidst all the weather condition. Right? So am I giving that varnish to myself every day, which will protect me from the situation that's coming out, that triggering? They're going to leave an impact on me. And it was very interesting because I had to little bit look out for whether to use a water-based one, whether to use an oil one, whether to use this dry one, all this kind of thing. And yes, we have got so many options. We have to pick one which gives me the best results. And which one will give me the best result in my real life? The one which is free from any negativity. The one which has the capacity to take me out, pull me out from all the negative waves that the world is throwing at me. And that's the Supreme, the Source. So that's where meditation comes, when I am allowing myself to connect, not just connect, but refill. Because I've used up, no? When you think, you overthink what's happening, your energy, do you have that experience? Even our online viewers and people sitting in front of me. Do you have an experience, something happened to you and you're thinking and thinking and thinking, and at the end of the day you're tired, doing nothing? How many of you have that experience? Everyone. Right? So where did the energy go? I have not used my body at all. I have just been sitting in one position and I'm tired. I'm drained out. Burned out completely. People think people get burned out because they do too much. I challenge that. People don't get burned out because they do too much. They get burned out because they think too much, which is not necessary or not in the right way. Because whilst I'm thinking and thinking and thinking, I'm using my powers. I'm using my qualities. I'm not even using it. I'm just wasting it. It's just being wasted. And I have to be very mindful of how, what, why am I thinking the way I'm thinking. Make sense? So refresh, take pauses every hour, right? Soak yourself, allow yourself to get scrubbed, challenge yourself. Get that energy. Because every time you challenge yourself and you pass through it, you go through it, imagine the level of confidence you'll gain. And that confidence is like regenerating yourself. It will push you to go more further. It will bring that youthfulness. It will allow you to blossom. It will allow you to trust yourself again. And sometimes taking responsibilities or allowing yourself, throwing yourself into that challenging situation where you know you're going to get scrubbed from all over. You know? In Hindi, there is a saying that, which means, I'm not going to say that, but which means that when you put gold into fire, when you put something into fire, the gold comes out. You can't get gold unless you put it into a fire, right? Similarly, if I allow myself, I'm going to grow. I'm going to shine. And the more I shine, the more I restore my energy. It's going to satisfy my need of self-esteem. It's going to satisfy my need of self-actualization. And with that confidence, with that trust on myself, I will have the courage to see things differently. Otherwise, my rigidity would not allow me to see the reality. Check for yourself. What are the blockages that I have created? What are those thoughts that I am not allowing myself to go beyond them? People might be telling you, but you're not ready to listen. Because you know, this is helping me to be safe. If I'm going to step out of it, it's going to scrub me. I don't want to go there, it's scary. It's going to challenge me. But if I want to be my hero, I have to allow myself to go through it. And whilst I'm in that, what's my thinking process? Oh no, it's scrubbing me, or oh no, this is helping, this person said this to me, this is happening to me. No, I don't have to complain about it. I have to use my power of tolerance. In Raj Yoga philosophy, they gave us so many powers that each one of us have. So I have to use my powers. Unless I'm being thrown into it, how am I going to know whether I'm using my energy, I'm using my powers, I'm using my strengths or not? They're just going to be dormant all the time. So to be because the series is from a step of courage to being a hero. So this is the prep work. To be, and sometimes a person who is cool, who is very refreshed and energetic and full of fun, people say, he's a cool dude, right? They tend to have that expression of, she's very cool. Mm-hmm. And now it's really the time to be cool. We've got a lovely book in the shop. I don't know if you've come across this book. It says it's time to be cool. Have you read this book before? It's very interesting. On your way back, you can browse it. And it says that how awareness and insights can make you cool, calm, and confident. It's a very nice book. You can go through it. And there are so many instances in the book that will allow you to see how much I am away from the reality. I think I'm very much in the present, but I might not be. So in this series that we are having for this month, from a step of courage to being a hero, a journey of self-mastery. So today's session is all about changing and doing that inner work. So if you have any questions, you can ask. You have a question? Do our online, whilst they get the mic around, if there are any questions to our online viewers, you can put in the chat box on YouTube or Facebook, and I'll get it here. Yeah. Any questions? All sorted? All clear? That's great. So you all are refreshed? Can you just say it on the mic, please, so that everybody can listen to it?
What's the difference between meditation and prayers?
What's the difference between meditation and prayers? That's an interesting question. What is prayer? Prayer is me reaching out to God or a higher power and trying to understand that what is it, okay, I have trust, I have faith, there's some higher energy, and I am trying to reach out to that higher energy. And what am I doing? I'm requesting. I'm requesting for a good life, I'm requesting for good health, I'm requesting. So I'm using affirmations and I'm trying to connect to that source, and full stop. So technically, in reality, prayer is a set of positive thoughts. Thoughts of gratitude, thoughts of request, thoughts of faith, thoughts of belief that I'm producing. And that's the end. And now, because I have created this positive thoughts, I'm going to feel good. Because I have created those thoughts. I'm going to have a sense of relief. I'm going to have a sense of comfort that, yes, I have said it to God, I have left it to Him, and things are going to be sorted out. Meditation, prayer was one way. I created, I thought, chapter close. Tomorrow again, I'm going to repeat the same process. But meditation is two-way communication. I'm not just creating a set of right thoughts, but I'm channelizing my thoughts. I'm channelizing my thoughts towards the higher source. There is recognition in it. There is awareness in it. And there is a conscious communication, two-way process. So I'm connecting with the higher power, and there I am also receiving that energy. Like say for example, these days you've got the wireless chargers, right? So what you do is you just keep your phone, it gets charged up. Yeah? Just keep your phone on the wireless charger and it will start charging. So meditation is like that wireless charger. You just stay in that remembrance, you stay in the state of being with the source, and the charging happens. The restoration process happens. The inner cleansing happens. Inner refilling happens. Right? So you are being there. So you're thinking, you're being, and you act. So think, feel, become. Simple. 3 steps of meditation. You think you are a peaceful soul. You start feeling you are a peaceful soul. You connect to the source of peace, the ocean of peace or the ocean of love. And then you become peaceful. Because you have that flow of energy. You know, there's a law in science that energy always flows from the higher point to the lower point because of the gravitation. Similarly, the higher source, I am in connection with it, so that flow comes to me and I have refilled myself. Does that make sense? So you think,
Repeat.
you think, you feel, and you become. So in meditation, you're not waiting. There is no so in prayers you have to wait for the result. Meditation, you have instant results. Instant result in the present moment and result for the future as well. Because we have gained clarity of mind. Now, with that clarity, whatever decisions or whatever situation life is going to bring out to me, what's going to happen? My decision making, my discernment is going to become accurate. And the karma that I'm going to now do are going to give me great returns. So I'm securing my future as well, just being in this present moment. So meditation is a two-way communication, is a relationship. Raj Yoga, Raja, the king, the supreme. Yoga, communion, connection. So I'm having somebody with me constantly who is extremely powerful. So every time life throws a situation at me, I know how to catch it because I've got that strength to catch it. Could you use the mic, please?
The example that you gave when you said think, feel, become?
Like say, for example, we can do that in meditation right now. Is I think that I'm a peaceful soul because that's my truth. So I start with a thinking process. I create a thought. What does think mean? To create a thought. So I'm creating this thought of truth, of my own truth, that I am a loving soul, or I am a peaceful soul. I have created this thought. Then I start feeling it. I start feeling peaceful because I am peace. I am happy. And then I connect myself to the source of happiness, the source of peace. And I fill myself. One is feel and one is fill. So I'm feeling I am happy, and now I'm filling myself, my mind, my emotions, my thought with that. Like say, for example, you go by ocean, you just allow the waves to touch your feet, you feel cool. But when you dive down, you dive into it, the whole body feels refreshed. So it's diving into the ocean of happiness, into the ocean of peace, diving into the source. So allow yourself completely to dwell in it, soak yourself in it. And once you soak yourself in love, once you soak yourself in the ocean of happiness, you become that. You become fresh. You become powerful. You have restored your energies again. Yeah. Any other question? Okay, so can we have a few moments of meditation and try to restore our energies and get refreshed again? Let's sit comfortably. Taking few deep breaths. I allow myself to just rest in this present moment. I allow myself to just let go of all the happenings of the day and make this as a priority, an appointment with myself. In this moment, it's I with myself and nothing else. There are no memories, no impressions. It's just me. And when I am with my with myself. My mind is completely relaxed and stable in this moment. And in the mirror of my mind, I see myself. Not this body. I go beyond the limitation and the rigidness of the body. I go within. This body is just a beautiful gift created by nature and gifted to me so that I can enjoy this human journey. So I park this car and take my awareness inwards. In the mirror of my mind, I just see my own reflection, my true reflection, where the body disappears, dissolves itself, and it's just me, a point of light. I see myself as this tiny ball of energy, radiating light all around. And as I observe myself, very closely, I become aware of the vibrations that I am radiating. These vibrations are filled with peace. These vibrations have happiness. In the mirror of my mind, when I see myself, this mirror is talking to me and telling me, you are a peaceful soul. You are a happy soul. I look at myself and tell myself, I am a peaceful soul, radiating the vibrations of peace. I am a happy soul. I experience happiness which is true and independent. I take a deep breath in and refresh myself and experience that joy within. And in this moment, in this stability and stillness, I allow myself to connect with the Supreme Energy, the Supreme Source, the highest source of positivity, ocean of love, ocean of peace, ocean of happiness. And I dive into it. Allowing those ultimate vibrations of peace and happiness to penetrate deep inside me, to fix me, to heal me, to restore my inner treasures and refill them. I enjoy the company, the Supreme Companion, just the presence, not just heals, but also restores, fills me up. I start experiencing inner strength, inner power. In silence, I become stronger. Take a deep breath in and come back to the awareness of this room. Gently open your eyes if they are closed. Wiggle your toes and just observe everything that's around you with a new, refreshed vision, a new perspective to life. Thank you. Om Shanti. So thank you for being here the past hours, and thank you for all our online viewers as well. So see you next week with another interesting topic. Step 3 to our journey, which is unlocking the inner treasures. Same time, 6:45, next Tuesday, same place. Have a good evening. Om Shanti.